Good morning. This is John Harder with another live broadcast about spreading the wealth of TBC and free energy. There are uh, there are so many ways in which humanity will be helped with the concept of the free energy. Last night, I was my brother wanted to get on a live broadcast, and it took a few tries, but you know what? We managed to open it up. He actually pretty much managed it on his own, even though I was trying to help him. But the thing is, I couldn't see his screen, obviously, and so he kind of had to figure most of it out on his own, I think, or quite a bit of it. I could walk him through a few things, but then you know a couple of times I made discovered that he's not seeing the screen that I'm thinking he's seeing. But we managed, and as after we got on, we got talking about uh, the possibilities of the combination of free energy and TBC, what this really can become for humanity, and the the amount of areas, like uh, you really have to engage your mind and begin think about all the possibilities, um, that, or how should I say, maybe not even necessarily all the possibilities, but just as we began to talk about this, it opened up such a large field of possibilities of how humanity will prosper because of these two uh, factors. And I'd like for us to just expand on that a little bit. Now, um, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video, or maybe even a series of videos, that will help us understand the like more of the entire value of having free energy, and of course TBC, because the debt-based system that we live in, and it's not only is the system debt-based monetary system, but also the most of the possibilities have been closed off for humanity, like to the concept of having free energy, the concept of having um, like, let's say, for irrigation, uh, the pumping system and things like that, to run those kind of things without burning fuel, and generators for uh, large industry, large shops, like for industry, literally factories. We can run them with generators that burn nothing, that don't burn any fuel, and they don't need to be hooked up to any grid. And so, which eliminates disruptions, and also supplies the energy for free. I realized that there are huge dams that have been built to generate very, very large amperage of electricity, and but that's only all built so they can generate it for basically for free, but then still bill people every day, every month for the use of that resource. But we are talking about turning those tables and enjoy the benefits of all of that without any bills attached to them. Now, of course, the units are going to need to be purchased, and I think we basically understand that. But once they're purchased, then thereafter you no longer need to pay. And also, when we think about powering greenhouses, well, greenhouses, it would be the same idea. These would be large units, larger generating, power generator units that run with an engine, but the engine doesn't burn anything. It does not burn any type of fuel. So now and then, of course, some maintenance may be needed, but even maintenance would be very, very minimal as compared to engines that have so many moving parts. And even those, like, technology is amazing that these engines last so long. It's staggering the amount of technology that has that has been developed in order to run all of these engines with so many moving parts. But most of those moving parts will be eliminated. And so we're looking at a very, very, very huge disruption in industry from where it is now, because everything is geared. Everything is geared. The parts industry, all of these industries, it's all geared towards fuel burning engines. And we're polluting the air and creating an unhealthy atmosphere. And all of this has been pushed upon humanity when there are other ways. And so when we look at the at changing this industry, there are so many ways in which things are going to change. So the expenses of life are going to be so minimized, extremely minimized, that and then the no longer being a debt-based system, it will just be so extremely easy to make a living. It will be so easy. People will have time. People will so easily have time to actually enjoy life. To simply spend their time on doing things that they love doing. And there is so much. And of course, in order for this to really for this to happen and so on, we're going to need to change the education system as well, so that people will use their time in a how should I say, in an effective manner. Now, what do I mean by effective? If we have a lot more time on our hands to do with what we love doing, well, I'm sure there are many things that we can do. because first of all, changing the industry in this way is going to keep very many people busy for quite a number of years, because there's going to be very much to do to change, to make all of these changes. But all of these changes are, uh, they will improve the quality of life for humanity. They will improve the quality of life for humanity. So when you go in town, almost any town you can go into, there's all of these power lines. All of that will need to be removed, and you see thousands of old houses that have just been uh, barely capped up enough to be able to still live in, or whatever. Well, all that is going to need to be replaced with new housing that people enjoy living in. There is very much green housing that is going to need to be built for like in Canada and many other places that are not in the tropics. Well, we're going to have green housing where all of that can still be grown. All of the like avocados, bananas, pineapple. I mean, there are so many tropical fruits. We can grow all of that in Canada, and and even much further, way north. We can grow all of that, because we will have. Okay, let's look at it this way. Ask ourselves the question: what's keeping us from doing that now? What's keeping us is that it would get crazy expensive to burn all that fuel in order to keep these things warm, warm enough and powered for the lights and all that it takes. Well, take away that huge bill, and now look at what we can do. So so now it's a matter of building it, setting up the power supply for it, and there you go. It's all powered. Everything is there. Now all we need to do is plant the seeds, have some people employed to keep to keep the greenhouses going, and that's it. So these are phenomenal changes that are going to take place, and I know that is very far from what we are used to, but I think if you start building some images in your mind about what kind of a world that would be, I think you would truly see the value in it. Because what this will do is it will build strong local communities. It'll build strong local communities. So, it is my, how should I say? I encourage you to take some time and think it through. Think about those kind of things. Literally take your mind outside of the box of the way things are today, and venture out there and think about the possibilities of how life will be as compared to the way we're living now. Okay, so I'd like to share the screen for a little bit again. And so I'm just going to go right ahead here, and I want to again go to the blog here. And let's just look at a few of these cash flow. So this here is the 500% bonus that is on right now. And of course, we are right now working on putting our toolboxes together. which you know, actually, it would be a good idea to even maybe show off some of that, but I'm not going to today. Still a work in progress. But again, let's do a search here. I'm gonna go again and do it and go to the script. Okay, so again, go to the script here, and so here there is a bunch of different things that come into play here. There's some videos that have been made and stuff, but let's look at this one, right? See, here we are. Leaders are getting a list of members to assist in the migration, starting with the voice of TBC. This here is a is when we were getting ready for blanketing the community of all the people, because many people are not in tune with with what we're doing at TBC, because of, and I think mostly because of the problems that we were having last year. And so this and so now we're trying to reach every person. Of course, to some people it's confusing because they are migrated and they're even broadcasters, and they are, and then all of a sudden they're starting to get emails from us, who from other broadcasters, and they can't figure out why that is happening. Why am I, you know? And of course, if you're in tune with what's going on the blog, if you're in tune with all the information that's coming out, then you're aware of that, because the blog, there's a blog post that said that it's a blanket. The entire community gets blanketed, so that means it doesn't matter where you are in TBC, you're going to get contacted by someone regarding migration. And so you know, as I mentioned, this is confusing to some people. So, you know, I have I've had quite a few people that I explained it to, because of you know, they're confused about why they're getting these emails. So, and nonetheless, that's how it works. So we're trying to contact everyone, and of course, we're not here to bug anyone. We just want to help for to try and make sure they don't miss out and end up losing their coin when the old blockchain gets shut down, right? Okay, so again, here we have the script, and what I did is I just simply typed in script. And what is this script for? This script is simply to walk you through what to say to people, to your you know, to your friends and so on. And also, and I'm going to mention again in this video as well, that this here is not the correct URL. It doesn't work that way, that you just grab this, you know, and paste it somewhere and replace the username. That's not quite it. So I'm going to take you again to where that is. All right, so I'm going to go, I'm actually just going to go and open up a new doesn't it open? I don't know. I'm gonna go here then, and what did I want? What I wanted to do is I wanted to show you where to get your Kringle.cash your referral link, because the link in that post is not correct. And if you go by that, and you're putting the link out there assuming that people are gonna sign up, well, they might sign up, but they're going to be signed up under admin. Okay, so you click marketing in the navigation here, and then referral link. That's where you have to go, and right here it is. Okay, so that's the link you want, because that will, when people sign up under that link, that is when they're going to be in your downline when you are when you are when they sign up. Okay, all right, so that's the link you promote. Now, don't go just doing this and replacing it with the username here. That's not going to do it. All right, so now I'm going to take us to this post here as well. And see, here is the post where there those icebreakers that they're talking about using. So you can use these here images, which are actually kind of funny. And so you can use these images as icebreakers. And how do you get them? Just simply right click on them and save picture as, and then of course you can name it what you want, or just use the name that it has, doesn't matter, so long as you'll be able to find it on your computer then. And so you use those, and you can use them on Facebook to, you know, all of these here are different images you can use. And of course, I don't know, if you're good at creating some, and you have some crazy ideas of your own, you can probably you know, even make some of your own. I don't know, but I'll leave that up to you. But here's the idea of what to use for an icebreaker, something that catches people's attention, that they will likely comment on. Okay, and then of course there's, you know, read the information here. It'll tell you, you know, there's it's so easy for us to think that we already know. Yeah, we don't need to be told. But well, you know, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. I have missed out on very much during my years of thinking that I was so smart that I didn't need anybody's advice or anything. Now, being the way I was, it made me very useful in certain areas in workplace, because I was good at figuring things out. But at the same time, uh, this idea of that you're smarter than someone else, that can get you in, and you know, that can yield huge losses, because communicating with others and knowing and learning what they know, and you know, and sharing your ideas with them, that is what we're here for. We're here to communicate. That's why there's more than one of us here in this world, so that we can communicate with each other and bounce ideas off of each other. And see, there is so many. Again, this here is for the cash flow. It's such a great uh, such awesome information on the blog here that shows us how you can get your income going. And here's the list of, you know, the list of things to do. You know, where are you at on this list? You know, where are you at, and where are the people that you have referred to? Where are they at on this list here? You know, so those are the good questions. So let's use the information that is being given to us here, and make use of it, and follow these steps. You know, all these steps. They are here for our benefit. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of this screen sharing now, and get back to reality, as it were. Stop the screen share. Okay, so anyways, that is the idea that I have for this morning. I wanted us to think about it. How what kind of a world are we looking at building? You know, and then let's do this very often. Let's feed our mind with those type of images of the world that we're looking to build. You know, how easy it is for people to, you know, to not have uh, to work so hard all week, just barely get by, but instead, you know, work just a few, you know, a few hours of your work during the week will supply you uh, plenty of money to. I wonder what's happening. Something is not working. It's not working. Huh? What do you mean it's not working? Well, I am. As my video's on? Okay, because usually my video is playing on my computer, and it isn't. It isn't today. Okay. Yeah, it's not. It is not. It is not playing. So I don't know. But anyway, we'll. I guess if it's on, then it's okay. But there's nobody. I don't see anybody in the chat either. Okay. All right. So I don't know why it's that way. Maybe I'll reload that page and see if that does anything. No, that doesn't help. So I don't know what's up. Maybe I don't tell me I have the wrong one open. What do I have here? Oh, I'm gonna see. Let's see. Oh. What did you do now? I'm doing tomorrow's broadcast. Yes. Either I'm doing tomorrow's broadcast, or I have tomorrow's open here, when actually I am doing today's. Maybe that's it. I answered your video is working fine from my end. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. I had the tomorrow's link open here on my screen. That's what it was. All right, go figure, hey? Okay, that's better. Now I can see the chat. So that's why the chat wasn't showing the other day, because it was the same thing. All right. Well, hey, learn more all the time. So your screen keeps freezing. Oh, I wonder if that is because I had the wrong screen open on my computer. Okay. Right. Okay. So the economy that we are looking at building, and I think it's a good idea for us to begin forming the pictures in our mind as to what kind of a world we're building, because when we are not doing that, then we are depending on what we're being fed by others. And we can see what kind of a world we have built doing that. Just looking to leaders to see what they'll come up with next, and then follow their ideas. It has gotten us into a global crisis where the monetary system is ready to fall apart, and of course we're paying for all kinds of things that we do not need to pay for. It has gotten us so busy, barely getting by, and all of these things that are not conducive to a happy lifestyle. And so when we turn this around and we look at the future of of the lifestyle that we could enjoy. And I'm going to just go through it quickly yet again. um, as my brother and I talked about this last night, there are so many areas in which life is going to be so much better, because in here in Canada, and in even way north, we can have greenhousing. We're going to be building greenhousing and grow tropical fruits, all types of tropical uh, um, fruits and vegetables and whatever it is that are tropical. We can grow it, all of that here, so we don't have to haul it in from other countries. So it will reduce very much of this hauling stuff around. And these greenhouses, and my question was, well, why don't we already have all that? Well, they do. We do some, but the thing is, at this point, it is so costly to burn all that fuel to keep, for the lighting and the obviously the heating and everything that's needed. The energy, it is too costly to produce. It is cost less to haul it in from all of these tropical countries, whereas we can overcome that by creating engines that will run the generators for free, you know, so that there won't be any cost to run it. So all we need to do then is put up the greenhousing, and then we can grow all of it here. So and the idea behind that is to get rid of all of the expenses that we're paying for that do not need to be paid, where we do not need to pay. So uh, we can reduce all of those expenses and have stuff local, so that we can create strong local economies, local communities, where family farms will mean something again. Where, well, I think the meaning of family farms has never left, but it's just that farmers could not produce enough as a family farm unless it's a massive operation. Uh, there isn't enough income to live like that. Well, we're going to reverse all that, so that people can literally work locally, uh, local shops, local everything local. We don't need to drive 3 hours to work somewhere. Or why do I say that? Well, there's for a number of years, my work was literally, um, it was an hour drive to London to pick up my load, and then another 2 hours on the road to the job site. That is how I lived for I don't know, about 10 years. And so I would leave work. I would leave for work at very often at like 3:30 in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning, or 4 o'clock or thereabouts. and I'd get home by 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the evening. Well, that's not really how we're meant to live. At least I don't believe. Because about all we do then is work, right? So and as we build this type of a community, and we look after things ourselves, when a road needs fixing, don't call up the government. Don't call up any government to fix a road. Let's just do it. We'll just look after it. We'll have plenty of money and we'll just fix it. We don't need any handouts from the government. Nothing. Nothing. In fact, don't accept anything. Don't accept absolutely nothing from them. And use our own money to look after everything in our communities. That will make strong communities. The governments, they like to make it look like, oh, we're giving you this for free. Yeah, we're giving you this for free. So the taxes are up here and we're giving you this for free. Okay, this tiny bit, we're giving you that for free. And but your taxes, they're like this. And then we think that we're getting free stuff. It's kind of like, you know, you walk in the grocery stores and you have everywhere it's posted low prices, very low prices. You know, you see this all over the store, low prices. Well, you get to the till and you pay for the stuff, or even on the shelf you get up and you're wondering, low prices, really? This is low prices? And it is if your paycheck would be 100 times what it is now, then yes, they would be very low prices. But when you do the math, doesn't exactly work out that way. But when we look at this new economy, things look very different, very, very different, because the fuel stations where we gas up the cars all the time, that'll disappear. That'll disappear because we won't need any fuel. Heating, the heating bills and heat your house will disappear. The electricity bills will disappear. And now all of a sudden your hot water that you have, it doesn't cost anything. Heating the house doesn't cost anything. All using any appliances will be no cost to it. So these are and not only that, the biggest factor in the equation is the healthy atmosphere that it produces in your house, just by the fact that it runs 24/7. And so these are going to be huge changes, and we're going to introduce them. And this begins with creating these generating units that people will have in their houses everywhere. And of course, TBC, because it's a package. It's a package deal. You get free energy. You use part of your TBC. You pay part of them with TBC, and eventually just TBC, because the community is going to, not community, the economy will change to it will adapt to be using TBC for payment, right? So these are innovations that are coming up, and that are, to me, are very exciting, very exciting. To enter this new man, I don't want to say new world order. That term really, that idea was very different, exact opposite. But the new I'm going to call it the new economy of joy and prosperity. That's what I'm going to call it. The new economy of joy and prosperity, where people will have time to enjoy, time to get together and plan, time to, you know, to make innovations, do things that you love doing, all sorts of things like that. So for those of you who are watching this video and you aren't familiar with TBC or with the free energy, I have the links in this video below where you can educate yourself on very much of what is going on in the world today, and why are we interested in changing the economy. The information is there, and by all means, if you have questions about anything, whether it's the free energy or TBC or anything, contact me through my email address is there. There's you can contact me through my websites. Yeah, there's plenty of ways. WhatsApp, Telegram. Use the means that are there, and by all means contact me. So also, and I see you're here, Diana Gordon. Thank you very much for being here. And you contacted me the other day, and I have not taken much time to look at it. I did take a little bit, but I have been so swamped with the work the last few days that I really haven't had very much time. But I will take a closer look as soon as it suits me. Okay. All right. And so to me, it's exciting. It is very exciting to with the new economy that we're building. And I know this is very foreign to very many people, but as we spread the concept and so on, it will take root. I already notice people, people liking the idea, because I'm getting feedback on my website, from my website. People have some have questions and things like that, and I really appreciate that, because the more we get our thinking going on these lines, the more we're going to take steps to make it happen. All right. So with that said, oh, and also I want to mention to those of you who are watching this video and have not migrated, if you're still on the old wallet, take action now. Take action now. Do yourself a favor. Don't sit on your coins until they're lost, because the old blockchain will be shut down. And if you haven't migrated your coins to the new wallet, there will be no more access to them. So it'd be kind of like flying over the ocean, and your wallet fell in the ocean and everything you had was in there. So check out the links below. There's johnharder.com. That is the site that you go to for migrating. Okay. Everything you need is there. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Okay. So Diana, thank you for hanging out with me. And Marjorie, thank you for moderating. Jules Ann, thank you for hanging out with me as well. I appreciate it. And Lucy Brown, thank you as well. Thank you so much. I think that's all. Oh no, Haney has come on as well. Thank you also very much for coming on. This broadcast is about to shut down, but I think you'll be quite blessed by going over it, because I think there is a lot of encouragement in this video. Anyhow, thank you so much, everybody, for being on. I truly appreciate it. And with that said, I'm signing out.